Hey everybody, welcome into Northern Life here with Hunter and Briggs on this Thursday. I am Ryan, so happy to have you. And before we get into our show today, we want to take a moment to honor the brave servicemen who gave their lives on this day 80 years ago. It's been 8 decades since D-Day, as that invasion was the turning point in World War II that helped bring victory to the Allies in Europe. Just amazing to see that the soldiers who were there that day can now go back, and the younger generations can also meet those fine soldiers.
Yeah, it's important to honor the sacrifices that were made on this day and every day when it comes to veterans in our country and our world as well. So definitely a huge shout out to all you folks.
Yeah, absolutely. Some very brave men and women there. So make sure you take time to remember them today.
Yep.
Well, hey, coming up later on today's show, we are getting more expertise from athletic trainer Christina Nisler from Essentia Health. With a little more than just 2 weeks to go until race day, we're talking about how you can best prepare yourself for whatever type of weather Grandma's Marathon is going to throw at us. Always a mixed bag.
It's always a mixed bag, and I can't even think about running a couple miles. That'd be a lot on my body right now. And then we have your planner for this weekend, including a circus that is back in Duluth starting today. Plus, I'll talk about my time so far with the start of rehearsals for the summer show at the North Shore Theater.
Can't wait to hear about it. Well, we all know a lot of you out there are big fans of The Jason Show that airs at 11 a.m. here on Northern News Now. And this week, we all learned that co-host Kendall Mark plans to leave that station at the end of the month. Big bummer. Kendall said it was, Kendall said it was a really hard decision for her. It sounds like she'll soon have her own radio show, though, on the afternoon ride home for Twin Cities listeners. So good opportunity for her there, I'm sure. So from all of us here in Duluth, we are certainly wishing her the best. And we got to meet Kendall when we visited Fox 9 and The Jason Show down in the Twin Cities when we were starting this show, and she was so kind, took time to answer some of our questions, and she just seems like a really genuine person on air. So she does fantastic work, and I'm sure she will continue to with that radio show. So exciting.
That was a while ago now. That was before she had her baby. So it's been months and months.
Now we've known 2 Kendalls that have had babies recently.
True.
Maybe our Kendall goes and replaces their Kendall.
No, we got to keep our Kendall here. We love our Kendall.
We want our Kendall to stay here as long as we can have her.
We're not going to be making any Fox 9 to Northern News Now trades in the near future.
Wouldn't it be interesting if that's how TV worked? You traded one person for another, kind of like a sports team?
Take somebody off waivers. Sign people for contract extensions.
Interesting.
We love everyone on the team here at Northern Life. Nobody's getting traded as far as we know. And I'm glad our awesome folks, Keith and Seth, are getting some recognition from our viewers during this past week after we had that Two Harbors gym blindfold to share. Elena commented on our video saying, looks like you guys had fun, and kudos to the camera crew for catching all of the action during that parachute time. Man. So Keith was on the floor with us underneath that parachute.
I was thinking the same thing. Like, that was some really impressive photography work. They were everywhere.
Yeah.
Absolutely everywhere. Under the parachute, above it.
They're fit. They're crawling all over the place. They're under the parachute. They're moving around. And it's hard just to move around without anything. Yeah. They got a big camera they're lugging around and pulling around. So you guys rock, that's for sure.
And kids to dodge, too.
Yes.
Right? Oh, my
Don't
gosh.
hit the kids with the camera, accidentally.
When, I think it was Christy, the teacher, who said, like, it'd be cool to, like, get in under there. I was like, Keith, you good with that? He's like,
Yeah, of course.
I'm ready to go.
You probably took some Advil the next day, but he's doing all,
Felt it later on that day.
Oh, man. Well, when you're out on I-35 or mostly any of our highways this summer, you might have sadly noticed a lot of dead deer on the side of the road. I was just down in the Twin Cities, actually. This past weekend on our drive home, I lost count how many we saw. There were a ton.
Yeah.
So our affiliate, WCCO TV, wanted to answer their viewers' question, who is responsible for removing roadkill? MnDOT and WisDOT have to handle all of the interstates and state highways, while counties and cities are responsible for cleaning up their roads. As for disposal, well, crews will typically let nature take its course when it comes to that. Also, drivers are not obligated to remove dead animals from the road themselves. That's good news, because I don't think if I were to hit a deer and if it sadly were to die due to that, I don't think I could get out and like move it myself.
Seriously?
That sounds a little dangerous too.
Yeah.
It is dangerous. Out in Brimson, we just make a nice hot dish.
Oh my Lord. Deer, like what if you hit a raccoon?
Raccoon. Hey, everything's got meat. You can take anything.
Fortunately, I've never hit a deer, thank goodness, because the stories that people say about it, just, my dad says, when I was a kid, he said a deer ran into my car. And we gave him a hard time because we're like, how could a deer possibly run into your car? But they're moving pretty quick out there.
It's happened to me. It's ran into the side of my vehicle before. It didn't die or anything, but it definitely was stunned and rolled on the road and then ran off in the woods. So thankfully that one didn't die. There was one that I absolutely smoked.
Oh, no.
It was with the truck and the band trailer.
Oh, no.
There wasn't much left of the deer afterwards.
Well, that's probably good. Hopefully it was quick for that deer.
I think it was. I think it was. Very
geez.
sad.
I think I've hit a bird one time, like a small bird. Yeah.
That's also traumatic.
I could not find that bird afterwards.
That's not good.
Yeah. Well, hey, how about this? Big name shopping stores, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and Home Goods have now equipped some store employees with police-like body cameras. And so the store's parent company says the measure is meant to thwart shoplifting and keep customers and employees safe. And I guess they aren't the only ones, because according to a survey by National Retail Federation, about a third of U.S. retailers said they were also researching body cameras for their employees.
If it's worth it, I mean, I say do it. Also, we need to use the word thwart more. That's a great word.
Thwart, awesome word.
Yeah, but I mean, there must be a lot of shoplifting going on. I can't imagine, I guess I've never thought about it before, how much people steal and how much they get away with it probably, especially if it's a little thing. I mean, how are they going to find the person that does that?
And especially at a store like TJ Maxx, there's so much merchandise everywhere, and you might go into a dressing room with a few items and come out with maybe less items.
Whoa,
I've never done that. I just imagine that's maybe people who don't take off all the clothes they try on. I don't know.
Specific
I don't know.
example.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of security camera footage we see too, like on the news, or like you need to help identify these folks. Usually that video is pretty grainy.
Yeah,
so I suppose if you have a closer camera, probably can identify that person quicker.
That's a good idea. We should start having it here just for fun, just so we can monitor what's going on.
Help make content for our show.
There we go. Yeah, we should always have what's that called, a GoPro on our forehead or something like that.
There we go. We'll put that in the budget for next year.
There we go.
Coming up, a water circus gets ready to entertain.
Welcome back, everybody. We got an intern, Nick, actually back in the studio again. Probably won't be able to get him on camera, but he's having some spaghetti made last night.
With a white shirt on, very
white,
brave.
button-up dress shirt, and he is playing a dangerous game that we have all played before and lost many times. I don't know about you guys, but
So,
yes.
Bold individual.
Yes.
But hey, so yesterday we were sharing the. There he is. Seth got him in time.
Hi, Nick.
He's got the lunch ready.
Look at that.
He brings in the lunch most days, so I had to ask what he was having.
He's just being patriotic. He just needs blue now.
Yeah.
Are your pants blue, Nick?
Gray.
They're gray.
Gray.
Okay, well, that's
Gotcha.
a different country.
We'll figure out which flag after the break. Well, so yesterday we got this gift from Brad out in Hayward, and it was the horse. And Briggs had some wonderful horse sounds to go along with it.
Very impressive.
But now this horse has batteries in it, and so Briggs, if you want to hit this.
I
Squeeze
get to
this
do the
thing at the
honors.
top.
Yes,
You can do
pull
the
his little
honors.
reins. Let's see him go.
He moves.
Oh, I hope not right off.
Easy, buddy.
Oh, he neighs too. You gotta
he
give him some more room. Let that stallion cook. Do it. Oh
Gosh.
little
Ride cowboy, he says.
stops.
Giddy up.
You gotta take out those batteries and make them stop. Oh my gosh.
little rump shaking from the horse too.
Woo.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah. Well, that was fun.
That was a lot of fun. So Brad, glad we got the batteries in there. Thanks for sending that over.
How does this show come to?
I think
not sure.
we got interns eating spaghetti. You got horses with batteries. A lot of fun.
What more could you want?
Exactly.
you want.
That's a great show right
We're
there.
having a great day. Hey, speaking of a great show, so as most of you know out there, I'm excited to be in the Duluth Playhouse's summer production this year. It's going to be the 9 to 5 musical. Big shout out to Dolly Parton. Rehearsals just started this week and will be opening next month at the North Shore Theater. Just wanted to share this wonderful group photo of everybody involved. I'm there in the middle in my purplish shirt. Great picture of the whole team there, and really looking forward to that process with everyone.
How'd the first night go? Do you feel like you guys are ready?
We got 6 weeks of rehearsal, and I think we got 3 weekends of shows, but it just shows me, the last show I was in was 2 years ago, and there is some high singing in this show. So for whatever reason, if I come back on this show and I don't have much of a voice, it's because I'm doing some high singing.
How many songs do you guys have to sing?
Well, I'll be singing with the ensemble, so I won't be on stage dancing for most songs, but I'll be singing backstage.
Cool.
And so there's a lot of songs, a lot of fun individual numbers too.
Do you have to memorize, or do you get them on a sheet if you're backstage?
I'll probably hold the sheet backstage just to make sure I'm doing it correctly.
Yep.
But for the other things, the lines and whatnot, and some of those people have to dance while singing those high notes. So yeah,
That's insane.
It's gonna be a tough day.
Well, here's our call out to Dolly Parton. Get here and watch the show when it opens in July.
Up
That'd
to
be
Duluth.
awesome.
Dolly meets Duluth.
There we go.
Make it
DD.
happen. Make it happen.
And if you're looking for a show to take in this weekend, the Great American Trailer Park Musical has their opening performance tomorrow night. That's happening at the Fitger Spirit of the North Theater. I think that's Ryan there on stage. I'll give credit to director Seth.
I dress like that sometimes.
Yeah. Don't we all? Well, we're told the show is about rising above our impulses, our mistakes, and our surroundings to make a future that we can believe in despite the past. Very cool. Due to the humor, though, it's not quite suitable for all ages. So make sure you check that out before you decide if you're bringing the kids with you to the show.
Some adult humor.
9 to 5, is that all ages?
I would say it's. Well, I'll have to look it over. I'll look it
13
over
plus,
again.
perhaps?
Yeah. I think it should be fine.
Okay.
There might be some parts that might not be great for the family, but
Okay. That's all right.
I'll look it over again.
All right.
Up the hill at the Miller Hill Mall, the Water Circus is in town. The world-renowned Italian entertainment company Cirque Italia back in town with Water Circus Silver now until Sunday. The talented entertainers and traveling stage holds 35,000 gallons of water, planning to captivate our audiences. Consists of everything from laser lights, curtains of rain, trapeze swinging, and BMX tricks. And it reminds us of our previous blindfold, the last time the circus was in town with Briggs here.
I was just thinking about this, and I'm hopeful that you guys are not going to make me go and ride BMX or whatever they have at Cirque Italia. The show looks fantastic, but this was scary.
I think in the water circus that's coming to town, at least from what I saw from the video, there was a woman holding a balloon in her mouth, and somebody shoots an arrow that hits the balloon.
What?
Yeah.
That's too close for comfort
That's
for me.
pretty close, but professionals.
That's
Okay.
Hunter's next blindfold.
No, I'm good with
Hold the
that.
balloon.
Please don't hit me.
Oh man, and then we have two other exciting opportunities to take advantage of this weekend. First, Minnesotans 16 or older who take a child or 15 or younger fishing with them on Friday through Sunday. Well, you don't need a license to do that on this special weekend. It's part of the Minnesota DNR's Take a Kid Fishing Weekend. So plan a special fishing day or weekend and you can catch some quality time with your friends and family out on the water. How nice is that?
Wait, a 16-year-old could take a 15-year-old fishing?
That's what it sounds like.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, so fun. grab your friends and take them out on the water. Then we have another outdoor freebie too. This Saturday, all Minnesota state parks and state recreation areas are offering free admission to everyone. No vehicle permits are needed. The goal is to encourage families to spend time together with a walk outdoors. Very sweet. So Split Rock taking part in that.
Yeah. I think Tattagooch also state park.
Sure. Gooseberry?
Gooseberry?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Another state park?
Jay
Yep.
Cook.
Jay Cook?
There we go.
We got a lot of state parks around here.
Get out there, fish, hike,
There you go.
do it all.
Get outside. Northern Life.
Northern Life indeed. Still ahead. We're back with more preparation expertise ahead of Grandma's Marathon.
Welcome back, everybody. We are joined once again by athletic trainer Christina Nisler from Essentia Health. She's back with us today to share more training tips as we get ready for Grandma's Marathon, which is coming up on June 22nd already. Every year it sneaks up.
Quickly approaching today. Last week we were talking about getting ready for the race. Today we're going to be talking about weather conditions and how to fight through those. So before we even got on camera here, we were talking about the Twin Cities Marathon, which was a big deal because, what was it, last October you were saying it got canceled due to the heat. What are you guys expecting, or how are you taking that information and preparing for this year's race?
So we, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you want to look at it, learned a lot from their situation. And we've always had plans in place for different types of weather, including a colored flagging system that we use to alert runners to what the conditions are going to be. But we are rolling out some extra stuff this year, being extra cautious so that we can avoid the the possibility of having to cancel the race as much as possible.
Right.
But then also, in the event that things get warm, we can keep people safe and comfortable.
Sure. And what kind of tips do you have for people if it may be warmer than they're used to during their training?
So as the day approaches and the forecast gets more and more accurate, definitely keep an eye on it. Let's start off with what you're going to wear. Don't overdress. However, we've got our start point and our end point are 26.2 miles away from each other. And conditions at the start and finish can be very, very different, not only because of the distance, but because of the amount of time that it's going to take you to travel there. You're starting in the morning, you might be finishing in the very early afternoon, and that in Duluth, that's a very, very different temperature. So wear clothes at the start line that you can either discard right away. If you take something off at the start and toss it to the side, that gets picked up and donated, so that's not wasted.
Nice.
Oh, that's nice.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
So if you have something that you want to wear, I actually do something that I rent clothes from Goodwill. I'll go there like the day before, get a sweatshirt and a pair of sweatpants for like $1 a piece, and then I give them back to Goodwill the next morning when I put them on the
Plans.
Yeah. So either that, or if you want to keep something on for longer, let's say you want to run the first 5 miles in it, maybe wear something that you are okay with not getting back if you toss off, or if you like hand it off to a family member who's spectating for you. Your underlayer should be something that's very light, like tank top and shorts, so that you're not overheating.
Sure. What about right after the race? What should you do then if it's hot out?
Yeah, if it's hot out, as soon as you finish, start rehydrating. We make that very easy for you. As soon as you cross the finish line, there's going to be lots of fluids available. There will be bottled water. There will be Powerade. There will be salty snacks that will help not only encourage you to want to drink, but also to help you retain water. So as you're drinking, your body holds on to it.
And then quickly before we have to head to break, it seems like the medical team does such a great job. There's so many runners to take care of. How do you guys prepare for these sorts of events?
So we're adding some additional cooling options this year. We're going to have things available at the medical tents to quickly cool people if we have to. Hopefully we don't get into that situation. Like, we don't want you to have to stop and be cooled, but we're ready if you do. Yep, we'll be ready to take care of you if you get too hot.
Yeah, and a big thanks to you and the entire team for doing all that incredible work, keeping so many people safe.
We're happy to be there.
Of course, amazing, and thank you for being here with us today. Christina will be back with us next week. I believe we're talking injury prevention.
I think we are, and also come race day too. Be sure to stay with our Northern News Now team as we talk about the weather. That forecast, always super important. Well, thank you so much for being here with us on Northern Life. We're talking racing, we're talking all sorts of things after the break. Excited to have you. We'll be right back.
Well, if you remember yesterday, we were talking about how I love the taste of Cheez-Its with Orange Sunkist. If you haven't tried that yet, make sure you try it before tomorrow, because tomorrow we're going to be talking for our Top 5 Friday, sharing our favorite strange combinations, either food or anything else. We'll see what happens. I know intern Nick, combination of spaghetti and white shirt. That's his combination right now. That's all right, though.
I'm going to have to brainstorm quite a bit for this one, because
Gotta
I
think
know
of 5.
there are weird things I like, but I'm really going to have to rack my brain, I think.
I'll share one right now and talk about my love for it tomorrow. Sweatshirts and shorts.
Oh,
yes!
that's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a really good one. So comfortable.
Just a little teaser.
You can be athletic, or you can just sit around.
True.
You can do whatever you want.
Warm and also cool.
There you go.
Do whatever you want. Before we go, though, it's not every day you stumble across a T-Rex fossil. I have yet to do that, but that's what happened to 3 young boys in North Dakota. Wow. They were going for a hike in the Badlands back in 2022 when they discovered a rare fossil, and that fossil belonged to a juvenile T-Rex, estimated to stand 10 feet tall, 3,500 pounds. And so later this month, all these years later, a museum in Denver is opening a temporary exhibit to display their find.
They should get some money for that find.
That's probably worth a lot, I would think.
bet.
Probably get their names on it.
Give them a cut.
Let's hope so.
Carve their names in it like it's a desk at school.
Oh boy. Hopefully they did that before handing it over. Well, thank you for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.
Find some time to throw a line, or just head outside to unwind. That's the life in the great North Woods. Hike or bike, whatever you like. Get out in the day, enjoy the night. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, this is Northern